Let's break this shit down. If you've been following the developments over the last 24 hours, you know that as of today, January 3rd, 2026, the global political landscape has shifted beneath our feet. While the mainstream media is busy presenting the official story of a surgical strike for justice, we are here to look at the patterns, the why, behind the what. Tonight, we're peeling back the layers on Operation Absolute Resolve. We're going to discuss how this move wasn't just about one man in the palace, but about a global playbook that has been used before, and why the current administration, despite the outsider branding, is following the same path as those before it. Before the first bombs fell on Caracas at 2 a.m. in the morning, there was a long game strategy in play. Many people believe President Trump was an isolationist who would stay out of foreign entanglements. However, the facts leading up to today suggest a different reality, that regardless of who sits in the Oval Office, Republican or Democrat, the seat is bound by the same military-industrial interests. The narrative throughout 2025 was that the administration was being steered by the same deep state apparatus it once criticized. The capture of Maduro today proves that the machine just keeps moving, using different faces to sell the same agenda. Trump himself confirmed this morning, that the U.S. will run Venezuela during the transition, essentially admitting to a direct colonial-style administration. To understand today's capture, we have to look at how the heist was staged over the last 18 months. They rebranded Venezuela from a sovereign nation into a narco state by doubling the bounty on Maduro to $50 million and labeling the Cartel of the Suns as a foreign terrorist organization. They turned a geopolitical conflict into a law enforcement issue. Hook, line, sinker. The U.S. Navy then deployed roughly 10% of its total force to the Caribbean. This was an unprecedented peacetime allocation of naval power designed to choke off every cent of revenue. Then on January 1st, 2026, a massive power failure hit Caracas. How convenient, right? While officials cited decay, the timing points to a coordinated cyber offensive to prep the battlefield. You already know. That's how this government get out. They destroy you from the inside out. More than 150 million military aircraft launched in coordination to provide cover for the ground force that snatched the Maduros today. This is the part that requires your full attention. We have spent years being told that Russia's actions in Ukraine were the ultimate violation of international law. Yet, the similarities in the mirror playbook are undeniable. Russia justified its invasion as denazification. The U.S. justifies this as denarcotization. Both use moral language to bypass the borders of sovereign nations. The U.S. condemned Russia for claiming Ukraine as its sphere of influence. However, the moment Venezuela began getting too friendly with Russia and China, the U.S. moved right on in. They ain't playing none of that. The U.S. invoked the Monroe Doctrine. The logic is simple. Sovereignty is sacred for my allies, but when that shit up in my backyard, we got a problem. The U.S. blasted Putin for attempting to topple a leader in Kyiv. This morning, the U.S. military physically snatched a sitting president and his family up out their country. If a foreign power did this in Washington, man, they dropping nukes. Y'all already know what time it is. So think long and hard on that one. It's not just war. It's the tech war, motherlode. If you think this is only about gas prices, you're missing the 21st century endgame. Venezuela is the most valuable piece of real estate on the planet for reasons that go far beyond the gas tank. The tech minerals, coltan and thorium. Venezuela holds an estimated 35,000 tons of coltan and significant deposits of thorium. Coltan is the black gold of the tech world, essential for every smartphone, EV battery, and guided missile system. By taking Caracas, the U.S. secures the supply chain for the next 50 years. How convenient. The mining art. This region contains over 8,000 tons of gold, the largest reserves in Latin America, valued at over $2 trillion. This isn't a drug bust. It's a foreclosure on a $2 trillion vault. The proxy clearance. China has lent Venezuela over $60 billion, making Caracas a strategic outpost for Beijing. By running the country, the U.S. is effectively evicting China and Russia from the Western Hemisphere and dismantling everything they tried to put down. Trump explicitly stated this morning that very large United States oil companies will go in to fix the badly broken infrastructure. The strategy is a closed loop. The destroy the grid with cyber attacks, remove the leader with Delta Force, and then charge the Venezuelan people billions to have American firms rebuild it. This is their same tired-ass playbook. The official story is a drug bust. The real story is a multi-trillion-dollar resource heist and a geopolitical cleanup operation. The actors change and the slogans change, but the playbook remains exactly the same. They teach us to fear the bully on the other side of the world, so we don't notice the one holding the badge right here on this land, in our face, every day, claiming they got our best interests at heart. Like, share, and subscribe for more content. Peace out.